Imagine what would happen if a small battery completely changed the entire trajectory of the global auto industry, because today we are diving deep into the world of the Tesla 4680 battery. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This is a technology that experts are calling a revolution, rather than just a simple upgrade that could potentially transform the entire energy system. From the outside, it might look like just another round metallic cell, but inside it hides a level of power that can make electric cars significantly cheaper, while providing much more range and completely transforming the way production happens on a massive scale. Even Elon Musk himself has already labeled this as the absolute future of Tesla. But we have to ask ourselves, is it really as powerful as the hype suggests? Or are there hidden challenges behind the scenes that very few people actually know about? After all, the technology Tesla has packed into this battery is designed to outperform global players like CATL and BYD, and it is currently shaking the global market to its core. Before we move ahead, make sure you are locked in, because Tesla is no longer just a car company. It has become the singular identity of the entire electric vehicle revolution. When we look at the market today, Tesla stands as one of the most dominant forces in the world, with a market valuation that exceeds many traditional car manufacturers combined, which proves how much investors trust its vision for the future. Every year, Tesla sells nearly 1.8 million cars, with the majority of that success coming from the affordable and practical Model Y and Model 3, which were designed to bring electric mobility to the masses. Since its founding in 2003, and especially after Elon Musk joined with a vision to replace petrol cars, Tesla has moved the world towards sustainable energy, starting with the original Roadster in 2008, which proved that electric cars could be fast and exciting rather than slow and boring. Now, Tesla has expanded into a global powerhouse with massive demand in the United States and a giant manufacturing presence in China through Gigafactory Shanghai, while dominating European markets like Norway, Germany, and the United Kingdom. Now it is eyeing new frontiers in India, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia. But the real question remains, what exactly is the 4680 battery? The name might sound technical, but the concept is brilliant, as the numbers 46 and 80 simply represent its dimensions, being 46 millimeters in diameter and 80 millimeters in height, making it a cylindrical cell that is significantly larger than previous versions like the 2170 cells. You might wonder what difference a simple size increase makes, but the real game starts with energy storage, because a larger cell can hold more power, meaning fewer cells are needed to do the same work. This simplifies the entire battery pack, reduces complex wiring, and makes the overall system much more efficient. Imagine a car that previously needed thousands of small cells now functioning with a fraction of that number, which leads to less energy loss, less heat generation, and much higher stability. This is exactly why Tesla calls it a game changer. But it is not just about the physical size, because the internal engineering has been completely reinvented with a tabless design. In traditional batteries, small connectors called tabs carry the energy out, creating pressure points and excessive heat. But in the 4680, Tesla removed these tabs to allow energy to flow evenly throughout the cell, like moving traffic from a single-lane road onto a massive 20-lane highway, which results in better performance, improved safety, and faster charging and discharging capabilities. The real benefit for the average user is an increase in range and a massive reduction in cost, because when manufacturing becomes this streamlined, the overall price of the electric vehicle drops, making it affordable for everyone, which has always been Tesla's primary goal to achieve mass adoption of sustainable transport. The engineering inside the simple cylinder is what truly separates it from the competition, as the current flows smoothly from everywhere instead of being bottlenecked at a single point, which prevents heat accumulation and allows the cooling system to work with maximum efficiency, making the battery more stable over a longer period of time, especially during high-performance driving scenarios where traditional batteries often struggle or fail. In earlier designs, energy had to travel a long path, which increased resistance, but in the 4680, the power delivery is direct and instant. So when you hit the accelerator, the car responds without a millisecond of hesitation, providing that seamless and powerful feel that Tesla is famous for, while also improving energy density, meaning more energy is packed into the same space and weight, allowing the car to travel much longer distances on a single charge or allowing the battery pack to be smaller and lighter to increase the overall efficiency of the vehicle. This is the technological edge that reduces range anxiety and ensures that whether you are driving in the city or on the highway, the output remains consistent and powerful. The best part is that the driver experiences all these benefits without ever having to deal with the underlying complexity of the system, because the real victory in the electric vehicle race is not just about having the best technology, but about being able to produce that technology at a scale and a price point that no one else can match. This is where Tesla's manufacturing revolution truly begins to distance itself from the rest of the industry. Legacy automakers are still struggling with complex battery designs that involve thousands of parts and connectors, but Tesla has simplified the entire structure to move toward a future where electric cars are as common and as affordable as traditional. The truth is that the success of an electric vehicle does not come from technology alone, because the real win happens when you can produce it cheaply and at a large scale. This is where Tesla thinks differently from other companies. Tesla's entire focus is to make production as simple as possible. Earlier, an EV battery pack had thousands of small parts, including cells, wires, connectors, and modules. Everything was very complex. Every extra part means extra cost, extra time, and higher chances of error. But with the 4680 battery, Tesla has tried to reduce this complexity. Fewer cells, fewer connections, and a simple design, meaning the entire system has become streamlined. Now, understand this in a simple way. Earlier, to build a machine, you needed to connect 1,000 small parts. Now, the same work can be done with 600 to 700 parts. The direct benefit: faster production, lower cost, and higher reliability. This is the concept of fewer parts equals lower cost. When things are simple, they are easier to make and also easier to maintain. Now, let's talk about Gigafactory. Tesla's Gigafactory factories are not just big, they are highly automated. Robots, AI systems, and advanced machines together make production so fast and efficient that traditional factories are left behind. In Tesla Gigafactory, you can actually see the production model of the future, where human effort is less and machine precision is higher. This increases consistency and reduces mistakes. The biggest change comes in mass production. Earlier, making EVs was an expensive and slow process, so companies used to produce cars in limited quantities. But the goal of Tesla is to make EVs as common as petrol cars are today, and for that, scaling production is necessary because of the Tesla 4680 battery and simplified design. Tesla can produce more cars in less time. This is the thing that can change the game of the entire industry, because the company that produces the fastest and cheapest will dominate the market. Now, let's talk about cost advantage, which is probably Tesla's biggest weapon. Why are EVs still expensive today? The biggest reason is the battery. Around 30 to 40% of an EV's total cost goes only into the battery. Materials like lithium, nickel, and cobalt are expensive, and their processing is also costly. That's why EV prices still feel higher than petrol cars. But the 4680 battery is trying to change the game here. Because there are fewer cells, the design is simple and production is efficient. Overall, battery cost can be reduced. Tesla claims that in the long term, this technology can significantly reduce battery cost, and when the battery becomes cheaper, the price of the entire car automatically comes down. Now, think about its future impact. If Tesla really manages to reduce production cost, it can build EVs that fit into the budget of common people. That's why people keep talking about a cheap Tesla, a car made for the mass market. And if that happens, EV adoption can see a massive explosion. Global EV market impact. Now, the biggest question: if this new battery technology actually works, its impact will not be limited to just one company. It can shake the entire global EV market. Tesla's strategy is clear: to make EVs cheaper, more efficient, and available at a mass level. And as soon as that happens, EV adoption will automatically start increasing rapidly. Even today, many people want to buy EVs, but they hesitate because of price and charging infrastructure. In many countries, EVs still feel more expensive than petrol cars. But if companies like Tesla reduce battery cost, EV prices will gradually start coming down. When the price drops, naturally more people will shift toward EVs. This is the real trigger of EV adoption. Just like smartphones were once expensive and slowly became common in everyone's hands, EVs can also become common. Now, let's come to competition. Until now, Tesla was considered a strong leader in the EV market. But now, competition is growing rapidly. Especially companies like BYD are giving tough competition to Tesla in battery technology and pricing. BYD with its Blade battery is already in a strong position, and in a large market like China, it is even selling more cars than Tesla. This clearly means this is no longer a one-company game. It has become a full battle. Apart from this, traditional companies like Toyota, Volkswagen, and Hyundai are also rapidly investing in the EV space. Earlier, these companies were a bit cautious about EVs, but now they understand that the future is electric. So, every company is entering the market with its best technology. What will be the result? Competition will become even more aggressive. And as competition increases, one thing is almost certain: a pricing war. This means companies will not only compete in technology but also try to beat each other in price. If Tesla launches cheaper EVs by reducing cost, other companies will also be forced to lower their prices. And this race can slowly turn into a price war where the customer will benefit the most. What will be the real impact? The biggest benefit will go to the consumer: more options, lower prices, and faster improvement in technology. But for companies, it will not be that easy. Profit margins may decrease, pressure will increase, and only those companies will survive that can innovate quickly. The future vision of Elon Musk is not just about building a better car, but about designing a completely integrated energy ecosystem for the next 20 years, where the 4680 battery acts as the primary engine of global change. As we move deeper into 2026, we are seeing a massive shift in how these batteries are integrated into the world because Tesla has finally cracked the code on the dry battery electrode process. This was the single biggest technical hurdle in the company's entire history, and this breakthrough means that Tesla can now produce batteries with significantly less energy and factory floor space while dramatically increasing scalability. This is the absolute key to the long-term plan for the robotaxi revolution. Imagine a world where your car is no longer a liability that sits in a parking lot for 23 hours a day, but is instead a fully autonomous asset that works 24/7, picking up and dropping off passengers and generating passive income for you while you are sleeping at home or working at your desk. This entire vision depends entirely on the durability and the extreme cost efficiency of the 4680 cell, because for a robotaxi fleet to be truly profitable, the vehicles must be incredibly cheap to build and even more durable to last for hundreds of thousands of miles without a battery swap. This is exactly why Tesla is vertically integrating its entire supply chain, from lithium refineries in Texas to new cathode facilities in Austin, and even massive manufacturing lines in Nevada, to ensure they are protected from global trade barriers and unpredictable tariff risks. While the competition is still figuring out how to source raw materials from third-party suppliers, Tesla is building the machine that builds the machine to create a future of zero emissions and total energy independence. This is a future where your home, your car, and your entire city run on a unified Tesla power grid, which is not just an ambitious dream but a calculated industrial reality that is unfolding right now in front of our eyes. Tesla is pushing toward the mass-market electric vehicle, often referred to as the $25,000 model, which will finally break the ultimate price barrier and make sustainable transport available to every single person on Earth, regardless of their budget or geographical location. When the history of the electric vehicle is eventually written, the 4680 battery will be remembered as the singular spark that turned a luxury niche into a global industrial standard and effectively ended the century-long reign of the internal combustion engine forever. But the real question we must ask is whether the world is truly ready for this level of disruption, because the impact of the 4680 battery goes far beyond the automotive sector. It starts to influence the stationary energy storage market, where Tesla Powerwalls and Megapacks are already beginning to stabilize power grids in places like Australia and California, using the same high-density cell technology to store solar and wind energy for use when the sun goes down or the wind stops blowing. This means Tesla is becoming a global utility company that competes with traditional power plants and oil giants simultaneously, which is why the valuation of the company remains so high despite the intense pressure from Chinese competitors like BYD and Xiaomi. Tesla is not just selling hardware. It is selling a future where software and energy are perfectly synchronized through a massive artificial intelligence network that manages everything from self-driving algorithms to energy distribution across millions of connected devices worldwide. As we look toward the end of this decade, the massive scale of the gigafactories will reach a point of peak efficiency, where a new battery cell is produced every few seconds, allowing Tesla to produce tens of millions of vehicles every year. This will force every other car manufacturer to either adapt to this new reality or face complete extinction, because the cost gap will become so wide that petrol cars will simply become too expensive to operate and maintain compared to the hyper-efficient Tesla models. This is the true master plan that has been in motion since 2006. To move the world toward a sustainable energy future through a series of increasingly affordable and powerful products that empower the individual and protect the planet simultaneously. If you want to understand the true scale of what is happening right now, you have to look past the headlines and look at the engineering, because the revolution is no longer a distant possibility. It is an active transformation that is happening on the factory floors and on the roads every single day, and it is all powered by a small cylindrical cell that most people will never even see, but everyone will eventually feel the impact of in their daily lives. We are moving into an era of cheap, clean, and autonomous transportation for all humanity, and this is why you must stay informed and stay ahead of the curve, because the pace of innovation is only going to accelerate from here on out. The global shift is inevitable, and the 4680 battery is the heart of that transition, proving that Tesla's lead is not just about marketing, but about fundamental physics and manufacturing prowess that no one else has mastered yet. Whether it is through the lens of environmental protection or economic necessity, the transition to electric power is the defining challenge of our generation, and those who embrace this change today will be the leaders of the world tomorrow. Tesla's relentless pursuit of perfection in the 4680 cell is more than just a business strategy. It is a blueprint for a cleaner, faster, and more efficient world for everyone, and the results are already starting to change everything we thought we knew about the future of transportation.